trunks of memories still to come. We found things to do in stormy weather. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun, long may you run. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we're checking out one of my all-time favourite Neil Young songs, which is Long May You Run. It's got a really nice chord progression. It's a 16-bar sequence for both the verses and the choruses, and then just one little tag that happens after the chorus. It's the same chord progression for the harmonica solos too. I was going to do the harp thing, but I just blew out a reed on my harp, so wasn't possible. Anyway, let's get to a close-up and check out how to play the chords. So the chord sequence is starting here with a D chord, regular old D, not playing the thickest two strings there for that one. Second chord is a D major 7th. Okay, so we're just using the first finger to bar the second fret of the thinnest 3 strings. So nothing on the thickest 2, open, second, second, second. Okay, D major 7, lovely chord. Then we go to a G chord. Okay, I'm pretty sure Neil uses this regular kind of 3-finger G. You don't want to be using the rock one. My ear, it just doesn't quite sound right for some reason, so either that. Often when I'm playing it, I leave off my first finger and mute the 5th string with the underneath of my second finger, but I'm fairly sure from watching videos that Neil's playing the full 3-fingered G chord there. Then we're back to a D chord. Then we go to a B minor chord. Now, the proper way of playing a B minor chord is this. We're using a bar chord, the 2nd fret, nothing on the thickest string, then 2nd fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. But from watching some videos of Neil play and seeing him do it live a few times, he tends to play the B minor like that. Now he's got his thumb wrapped over. My thumb doesn't reach the B note. I can't hold down that B note while I'm playing the B minor. So if I do it that way, I'm just playing the thinnest 4 strings. Whether Neil's able to get that thumb, oh actually I can just about do it if I really struggle, but if I want the bass note I tend to play it like that as a bar chord. But usually, to be honest, I just play the thinnest 4 strings of that and make sure that 3rd finger there is kind of lifting up a little bit to mute that string, because you definitely don't want to ring it out open, and the thumb would be touching the thicker string. Okay, or you just don't play those strings is probably the other alternative. Then we've got a G chord again, and then we're going to an A chord. Now again, a couple of little notes on for the big Neil Young fans there. Sometimes he plays it as an A7 chord. Okay, so my version of the A there with the first finger in, you just lift that off, so nothing on the thicker strings, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. And very occasionally, he adds a little sus4 in there with the little finger on the note D, which is the 2nd fret of the, 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, he doesn't do it all the time, but there's definitely a few live videos I've seen where he's playing that instead. So it's up to you if you want to incorporate that in or not. The second half of the progression starts pretty much the same. D to D major 7, to G, to D, to B minor, but then straight to the A, and then to 2 bars of D. And on this time, this last little bar of D, sometimes Neil lifts up his first finger there for a little bit. That kind of thing. So let's run through that sequence again now in time. So we've got D. We've been D major 7, some G. Things to D chord, B minor. With trunks of G chord still to A for 2 bars. Then to D. We found D major 7 to do in G. Stormy D chord, B minor, long A, U, D. Chorus is exactly the same. D, long may you, D major 7, G, long may D run, B minor. Although these G chords have 8 for 2 bars. D. with your chrome heart D major 7, G in the D, B minor, long A, U, D. We have to dive a little bit into the unknown here for the rhythm part, because I'm not entirely sure whether Neil's using a pick or not. For me, it doesn't sound like he is, but there's definitely videos where it looks like he's holding a pick. So I suspect that he's holding his first finger and his thumb together like he's holding a pick, and using his finger or his fingernail and just strumming like that. But there may well be a pick involved with the original recording. I'm not entirely sure. So regardless, the pattern, whether you're using a pick or just using your first finger or fingernail, the pattern is kind of going bass note first with a down, and then down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, there's a little bit more of a heavy accent on 2 and 4 as well. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's quite loose. It's not exactly the bass note. It's a little bit, you know, it's loose. It's that Neil Young thing, you know, where it's some of the other notes might ring out from time to time, and that's totally fine. The other section that you need for this song is a little breakdown that happens at the end of the chorus. It goes like this. Okay, the chords are relatively simple. There's one very interesting one. We've got a D chord to a G. Then we go to this B flat sharp 11 chord. Okay, quite an unusual chord for Neil Young. We're using the thumb to play the 6th fret of the thickest string, or not. You could choose just to leave the thickest 2 strings unplayed. And then 8th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, open E. It's that open E that gives it all of its character there. Okay, B flat sharp 11. There's another way of playing this chord as well that you can see Nils Lofgren playing on the unplugged version, which is this, which is 3rd fret open, 3rd fret open, thinnest 4 strings. Not playing the thickest 2, that would be, okay? So technically it's a B flat 6 sharp 11, this chord, but pretty sure they're not worrying about the names, it's just a sound. And then it goes back to the D. You've got that little hammer-on thing with the first finger as well going on. But what's really kind of clever about this one is the rhythm. So we've got this down, up, mute, down to get to the G. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So I'm putting a mute on beat 3, which really accentuates that change of chord on beat 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, all of it on the B flat major, the B flat sharp 11. I'm not really doing a very specific pattern. Neil changes it up all the time on that, so don't feel like you have to do a particular thing. Again, it's about keeping the hand moving for Neil's stuff. It's all about that, you know, even for the rest of the song. The strumming hand just keeps going, even if you're going to do where I'm adding in some extra notes and stuff. Hand is just moving continuously all the time. Except when I've got the little pause there. So if you see me going into that new section now from the B minor, A, here, D, G, B flat, to D. Well, I hope you have a whole lot of fun playing this tune. It's definitely one of my personal favourites. If you want to have a go at doing the harmonica part, you'll need a D major harmonica. I'm not exactly sure how to try and explain it. I guess you'd have to explain which hole you have to blow or suck in, said the blind man to the vicar. So I think if you just get a harmonica and put it in a rack and play the chords and then experiment, you'll probably figure it out, because there aren't that many notes on a harmonica, so it's a little easier to find the melodies. I find anyway. I never really learned properly how to play harmonica, so I don't think I'm in the right place to teach it. But anyway, have a lot of fun playing this song, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.